Hey, Lowy, how are you, bud? Oh, mate, thanks for subbing. How you going, buddy? What's going on? Thanks for subbing. Right. Okay. Welcome, mate. Oh, dog. Go. That's a good angle, I think. Hey, Gripper, how are you, bud? Welcome, mate. Okay. Rightio, famo. So this is the deal, okay? Welcome to the stream. All right. Now, hey, Headhunter, how are you, bud? Open the app to chat with Australis Fishing. You dog. Seriously, man, this archaic platform is really starting to get up my nose. But anyway, life goes on. Ah, dear. Just give me a second, Famo. I just got to get this going before we get the stream started, you know. Just got to make sure that doesn't slip. That's a nice angle. You just get the phone. Oh, dear. Now, I don't know whether you remember this spot. Last time we were here, we got a snapper that went 95 centimetres, right? So I'm hoping we get more of the same. Okay, we are live, my channel. 3 viewers, nice. Nice. Let's just drop that down, audio only. Illusion, how are you, bud? Mancy, g'day, bud, how you going? All right. Just give me a second, famo. There we are. Now I need to go to Discord. I need to fix my phone screen. There we go. Chuck that out there. Boom. Excellent. Rightio. Heaps of seaweed. Oh, okay, but you've had a bit of rain, mate. That normally happens when you get the rain and the wind and that sort of stuff. Headhunter, and it's coming in from the west. So, people, what's happened is most of the weather's north of here. All right, I'll give you the rundown. So, what we've got here, I went out last night and got the old compass out and measured distances of reef to the shore. Now, first indication this is a productive spot is we've got some floats for some crab pots out there, okay? Now, if we actually reach the reef with our casting today, right, we know we're doing something right because from what I figured out, this is a banana-shaped reef, okay? And what's happened is we've had a bit of a thunderstorm this morning, all the thunder, all the lightning. The winds turned from east to southeast to southwest to west, and it's going to come in northwest about 3:30, righty? But that means that normally the snapper come in close when that happens. So if we are going to get them, it's going to be today. Now, There we are. Let's get another one here. All right, so what we're going to be doing is you're going to get first-person view of this, boom, into it. And what we'll do is we'll cast the big rod directly at the reef over there, and then what we'll do is we'll just fish with the small stuff in here, see if we can get some big yellowfin whiting. What? Hey, Headhunter, I don't know what happened then, bud, but that's the Twitch, not us, mate. Hey, Synthetic Chicken, how are you? What? What? Who's that? Tripper. Yeah, Headhunter, I don't know what happened there, bud. I'm very sorry about that, mate. You're one of the stalwarts of the channel, so I have no idea what happened. I think that's the new Twitch moderation, and you would have used hell in the sentence. Wow, this is taking longer than Christ to come back. Excuse me. All right. Oh, don't do that. Every time I destroy another microphone. Great. Yeah, Headhunter, don't know what happened there, bud. I'm really sorry, mate. Right. That's nice. Okay. Why would that get moderated by the platform? Anyway, who knows, eh? Brucey! Brucey, where you been, bud? What's going on in the good old USA, mate? How's things on the East Coast there? Brucey boy? Good mystic yourself? Strong westerlies. Yeah, what happens is, Headhunter, the westerlies will push the weed into shore along with the southwesterlies. For some reason, the northwesterlies not so much. Now, this beach is clean, but that doesn't mean that there won't be weed turning up at some stage. Righty then. So what we're going to do is we're going to use it to our advantage. We're going to fish till about 4 o'clock. Hey, Lost Cosmonaut, how are you, bud? It's now 1 o'clock, high tide, about 2:30. About 4 o'clock we'll finish, eh? Open. Excuse me for a second. I just got to get this sorted. Oh, dear. Now, the thing that's working here, people, right? When the wind comes from the north... Oh, so, all right, am I going to get a Twitch chat? Continue. Not now, thanks. Yes. Get on with it. And thank you very much to the 21 viewers that are in here already, okay? Oh, God. All right. Tripper, I don't know what I'll catch, mate. I don't normally fish for Taylor because Taylor are one of those fish that suit a lot of people that like the beer fishing. You know, they got the beer in the holster. You know what I mean? They run down with the gangs doing their best, you know, Iron Man impersonation. Woohoo! And then Taylor will hit anything, mate. So, yeah. And I don't fish with gangs that often. I fish with Snells. So, Mashiba, how are you, bud? Did a charter out of Port Fairy. Oh, nice one, mate. Yeah, see, our minimum legal size for snapper in Western Australia is 50 centimetres, bud. Oh, it's just so nice to get a bit of sand between the feet. Oh, love it. Right. Okay. So the reef comes in at a bit of an angle there. Now, when you're fishing westerlies and northwesterlies, see how we have the westerly and the northwesterly breeze, but notice how we don't have any breakers forming? As soon as the breakers form, you usually pack up and go home. But this is the sort of weather that if we were using lures, which I hope I brought them, but anyway, you might get a really big storm tailer because they do get up to a couple of feet out here off the beach. But anyway, let's not talk about it. Let's get into it, yeah? Oh. Kiwi Aaron's, how are you, bud? Is that trying to work off? We don't have any. Hang on, let's have a look at this. It's meant to be mobile signal today. Didn't think so. Excellent. Thanks to the 40 viewers that are in here. Let's get this set up right. It's all about viewer interaction, people. All right, so see over here, if I zoom in here, see where that water's a darker colour and see how it sort of angles out at about 45 degrees that way? That's the reef, right? You don't want to hit that. And this is why we're fishing here, because the reef sort of finishes here. I want to plonk my cast right on the point there. That way anything coming in behind the reef or in front of the reef hits the bait, okay? That is the planning. Right. Okay. What are you doing? That's better. Whoops. Doing everything back to front. Let's keep that out of the sun. Yeah, lovely. All right. No, I can't, mate. We have to talk to Telstra about that. But anyway, life goes on. Oh, dear. Right, let me get the gear set up. Rightio. Where are you, Phil? So what I did is I brought down the soft plastic rod just for a bit of light entertainment later. Okay. Bud Meiser, how are you, bud? Hey, is the stream okay? Well, maybe we need to try this, for God's sake. That'll clear it. Right. Is that better? I've got 5G, fam. Well, I don't get this. What is going on here? Let's have a look. Oh, dear. Yeah, that's not us. Okay, that's not us, people. We're doing okay with this. That's not us. Hang on. Yeah, well, that's better. 4,000 kilobytes, and we can't get reception. Really? Maybe it's just too close to the car. Rightio, let's try that. That's exactly right, Bud Miso. That's how far behind it is, Loey. I've already zoomed out. Oh, dear. All right, that's a bit better. Now we can actually achieve something. Right, let's go. What do we got? Blue one's the newer one. So we'll go with the old one. Let's go with the newer one today. Rightio. 2024, and we can't even get a decent phone reception. Awesome. This is the sort of days that you look for in a boat, right? So hopefully it ends up being what we're hoping for, you know? All right. Why is it flashing from 4G to 5G? Just make your mind up. Yeah, it looks all right, buddy, but we just got to try and get some fish, you know? There we go. So what's happening with the phone is it's trying to decide whether it's on 5G or 4G, which is ridiculous because, you know, one would be nice. I was going to go down to the river today, but I thought, nah, we'll just head out to the ocean. Give the car a wash when we get home and we're away, you know? All right, we're back. Oi, don't do that. Okay. Let's get all our gear out there. We'll do up a couple of really basic rigs. First thing I'm going to do, though, after I get this set up, is get the bait defrosted, which is going to make us ready to go fishing. All right. Good. Okay. Let's get some rigs done up. Thank you to the 70 viewers that are in here. Come on, bud. All right, excellent. That's a little bit better. Hey there, 39 DK. How are you, bud? All right, Catfish Whisperer. Welcome, bud. Now, let me just shift this over a little bit. Yeah, it's not too bad, mate. It's very rare you get really good conditions like this with snapper. Oh, does it? Yeah, baits by Nimbus. Calm down, buddy. You know, you need to get out more, bud. Right. Microphones. Eskies, the whole lot. You can usually tell that this is a deeper spot just by the fact that this has dropped away. Oh, the weeds in here, damn it. Yeah, weeds here, people, but that's all right. We'll still fish. Yes, yes, yes. That's the thing with snapper fishing and that sort of stuff. You've got to put the time in, you know. But we use a rig that should hopefully keep the weed out anyway, so we'll see how we go. Right. Now. Yeah, good, thanks. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out a couple of mullet for bait. I'm going to use some 85-pound line for the going to use some 85-pound line for the main leader. Did it come up, Lowie, or not? Huh? Why didn't it come up? Oh, I think because I banned Streamlabs because of that issue with the chat, you know. Now let's use a 10 ounce today. I'll come back and sort that out later. Rightio. So, let me just show you. No. This is the main line of the rig is the join between the swivel and the sinker, Bud Miser. So that's 55 pound, right? So that's what we're going to join, alrighty? So I try and use the least amount of swivels and knots that I can on a rig. It's just one less thing to go wrong. Now, because Draper, how are you, bud? Because we're fishing near a reef, right? What I'm going to do is I'm not going to use a swivel on the bottom. I'm just going to use a loop. Oh, dear. How are you, bud? Welcome to the stream. And what this does, it just gives it one less thing to sort of get caught on the reef, man, you know? You know what it's like fishing reef. Random Gaming, how are you, bud? Now, we're going to need a fairly nice long leader today because we've got weed. We need to make sure that it'll hold up. Right, that's good. How much are these? 80 pounds good. So let's just chuck that in there. Yep. Yeah, this is going to be a nice long rig for me. We'll put this out first while the mullet's just sorting itself out. So what we'll do, right, is then I'm going to just have another length of 55 pound between here and the main line. And remember, we've got to try and get as close as we can to the reef without hitting it. So what I might do is just have a couple of small casts first, right? And then we'll send out a big one with the actual rig on it. So just give me a second. What I'd like to do... yeah, thanks, Bates by Nimbus. So with your sinkers and that, the easiest way to put a sinker on, right, is just tie a loop down the bottom of your rig. I always fish with a sinker down the bottom because what that does with the way that we set our rigs up, you can suspend it off the bottom. You don't catch stingrays, Right, so that'll sit there like that. See how it's gripped? I'm just going to come up here. What I want to do is I just want to get a bit of water onto the braid so it'll cast. It's not really a good thing to try and cast, you know, a long distance with dry braid and that sort of stuff. Knowing my luck, I'll get snagged, but anyway, life goes on. Now, this is a really long rig, right? Really long rig, which is good because it means... I'll give you an example. So if you've got a really short rig and you're casting long distances, it doesn't really do much. But if you've got a longer rig and you've got the rod positioned high in your rod holder, see, you'll have more clearance from the bottom. And with the way we set up our rigs, right, we have a nice long leader, not quite as long as the distance between the swivel and the sinker. And when we fish with that, we put a float on it. So what it'll do, it'll come up in the current like this. So, oh, that's good. That's nice. Why would you fish for stingrays, Cosmonaut? Hey, mate, family first, bud. Don't worry about that. Be plenty more streams where this one come from. No, you don't skip that, mate, because they remember, like you ring them up one day, they go, hi, uncle, how you going? I just turned 6. And you're like, ha, 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 you that. Right, so this is a fairly long rig. I've got about a 6-foot rig here, famo, but you can cast them. So what you do is you lay that out on the ground, put your rod tip down, watch, little half effort cast there. Nice, so that's good, lovely. The braid's all wet. God's sake. I don't have hemorrhoids. So what this allows me to do, right, is this allows me to wind the braid onto the line wet. And if there's any weed out there, it'll wrap itself around the sinker. So let's have a look. Mate, I'd love to get a big mulloway today. Would love to get a big mulloway. But they are few and far between. Right. Nice. All right. So, let me show you what we do now. Yeah, mate. Stingray fishing, bud. Well, you got to do it, mate. If you've got a really short leader, some fish, when they take a bait, they'll try and expel water through the gills. So if the main line comes in and hits them in the snout, they'll let it go, won't they? Nice long leader, they can sit there and look at it with all the, you know, like rubbish around. They won't see the swivels and all the rest of it, so things work in your favour. Right. Oh dear. It would also work in my favour if I could find my suicide hooks. Ta-da! What we'll do is we'll just use some 6.0s today. Running Aces 43, nice to see so many familiar faces in the stream. So what these are stainless steel hooks, right? Let's chuck that in there. We haven't used wire trace on our stream for years, people. And now it's been banned. So, you know, there you go. So I can throw that in there. Right. Nah. Going to show you how to snell a hook now. Why did I shut that for when I still need the float? Yeah. All right, so when you snell your hooks, whenever you are looking at a hook, okay, you always view it as if it's 3-dimensional, not 2-dimensional, okay? Which sounds a bit silly because everything is 3-dimensional if you're not looking at it on a screen. But we have the eye, the shank, that's the bend of the hook, that's the gape, that's the point, that's the barb, okay? So whenever you do knots, you look down at the hook, you go left and right, whichever side you decide to do that, and you've got underneath and over. Let me show you why that is important. So I always put the line through the eye of the hook. I go over left and under and come out on the right. Now see how I've got the line on both sides of the hook? This is why people fail when they do snells, see? Right, this is the old silly snell. As long as that tag end is just sticking out from the bend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's your tag end. Boom. Little bit of spittle. Now, turned up high, you've got to turn the knot up. Right, bring that back through. Ta-da! There we are. So with a snell knot, what it does is it grips the shank of the hook evenly, okay? Now, wow, 117 viewers. Thanks, fam. Now, this is a little variation that we do. This is the centaur knot. Now, this I can call the insurance hook. If you put another snell knot on here, it's like a South Australian mulloway rig. So get that down as close as you can to the other hook, right? Keeping it perpendicular. So now what we need to do is I need to do a little knot, okay, in here. Hang on. Bugger, let's go in here. Right, so 1. Oh, whoops. Hang on, famo. Running aces, come to Australia and fish in 40-degree heat, mate, and drink beer. You'll never miss it. All right, I still can't get my head around ice fishing. All right, so what we do is we just leave a little bit of mono and we go once. See the first loop? We're not surrounding the eye. We're actually doing this away from the eye. Twice. No Lionel Richie songs, please. And then in here, the third one, right? So what I've got here now is I've got 3 little loops. I put that back through the middle, like so. I form it down as close to the eye as I can. Ta-da! And what I have now is I have a beautiful tandem hook rig. I have one hook facing up, one hook facing down, and we're away. All right? Now, it's one of the best ones I've ever done. Hopefully it equates to fish. Ta-da! Right, we're going to need a leader. I'm going to measure this. Hang on. So what I'm doing here is, right, I'm going to put the hook into the swivel. Right, I'm going to come down here, and what I want to do, okay, is I want to have the leader sort of finish just above this loop here. So that's going to be the length of it. When I tie the knot, I'll lose a little bit more line. Okay, but that's all good. So we chuck that down here, right? And that's how you do it. You don't even just measure it, get a ruler and all that sort of stuff. Do it the old way, like the good old days. Now, remember, if you see other streamers doing this, you saw it here first. Okay? This is the best way to keep your bait off the bottom. We've caught so many fish using this rig in here, people. It's just not funny. Okay? So, now what you do, get yourself a little size 1 float. Swamp rat, how are you, bud? No, it's called a Centauro knot. Swamp rat. Okay, that'll go down to your hooks, and that'll keep it off the bottom so you don't catch stingrays. Right, we'll bring this in here. There you go, people. So what we've got is we've now got our rig. In the old days, they used to use cork from wine bottles, right? When I was a kid, I saw a guy that was that drunk, and when I say drunk, I mean wiped out. He drank a bottle of wine at the beach, staggered over to the ute, cut the cork from the wine bottle, same rig, mull away like that. But there were more fish around in those days. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Right. Now. All right, buddy. Yeah, come here. There we go. All righty then. Now, with your mullet, okay, mullet are a fantastic bait off the beach anywhere. If you're fishing in the river, mullet is their most popular food for fish, and they still follow that premise when they go out. But there's a few things that you need to consider with your mullet, right? Firstly, the scales are really tough. So what you do, just give it a quick whisk with the back of your knife, like so. Oh, it's got a bit of freezer burn, damn it. Then what you do is, okay, you just run your knife along the side of the mullet where the backbone is. Now, one mullet can give you up to about 6 baits. So, yeah, or 7 really. You have that, you have the front, same on the other side, cut that in half, use the tail. Then what you do is you use the guts. My favourite bait for the mullet is the actual wings along here. All right, so I'll just chuck that in there, chuck that in there. Okay. Now, when you bait the hook, people, right, you put one hook coming in from the skin side. Now, see how we've done this? Then if you've done it correctly, right, you've got the other one like that. So what I've got is it doesn't matter which side the fish hits this bait, it'll hook itself. So I've got that one there, and I've got that one there, okay? That'll slide down to there, so we're ready to go. And then we'll just do another little one for the small stuff. All right. So let's get this sorted. Big log rig. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay, grabbed it just before it hit the water. Don't like that freezer burn on the mullet though. Okay, so right, we've set the hook. Now, let's do another little rig. Elements, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream. Oh, no, that's a warm-up cast, Swamp Rat. That's a warm-up cast. Whenever you cast, people, first cast, do it at about 40%. Next cast, do it at about 60%, and build up to it, right? So when I have a couple more casts, okay, then I'm going to send it out to the reef. So until then, carry on. Okay, now, let's bring it in here. Okay, so £16. What am I going to do with £16 line at the beach, man? That's £40. Don't think so. Right. We're going to cast this one further, actually. But look, with your fishing gear, people, it's always about balancing your fishing tackle, right? £12, a bit light. Oh dear, what have we got here? £16 it is then. Damn it. Rightio. So we're going to need to send one down at the bottom. What are these? £60 swivels. Okay. Hey Ron, how are you, bud? Trogs, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Raiders. Loey, can you please give Ron Cleveland a shout out? Ron, welcome, mate. How are you, bud? We're back in our natural habitat, which is the beach. Love the beach, Ron. Barracan, how are you, bud? Yeah, Ronnie and Barracan, you wouldn't like fishing in Australia. 40-degree heat, you know. So, yeah, Barracan, trying to troll is weakened when you don't spell properly, bud. Okay. Yeah, we've got stream elements. I connected it today. Yeah, all beaches start with B, Traugs. Hang on. Slash mod stream L. All right. Slash mod. No idea. Bugger. Why is it doing that? Hey, Traugs, it's actually north of there, bud, but don't give out location live on stream, mate. Okay? Okay, mate? Well, it is, mate, because as part of terms of service, right, I'm not meant to give out locations. So if you're trying to big note in yourself in the stream by saying where the stream is, mate, don't do it, bud. Hey? Because even though you're doing it for the right thing, mate, okay, other people don't view it that way, you know? Curse of the Coyote. Okay, interesting username. Yeah, good. That bait's terrible. Coyote Breeze, I remember Coyote Breeze. How are you, bud? So what's the curse of the coyote you know of, matey? Barracan, the internet is so far behind the law, mate. No, the law is so far behind the internet, mate. That's like saying if my auntie had nuts, she'd be my uncle. Although you can't really say that nowadays, can you? Right. Probably not a good choice there. Not an ideal example, Jim. I've got some herring in there. We'll defrost that. Oh, did you? No worries, mate. Nuggets fan, how are you, bud? Excuse me for a second, people. I'm just getting a sinker. Sounds like... Oh. These are fantastic, people. I got these in from the United Kingdom. These are a fantastic sinker. Wait till you see how far this casts. Woo, yeah. That one died. It was a waste of time. Haven't had a cast yet, Traugs, so... Yeah, random gaming. shouldn't base your life around a liquid, mate. Right, we don't have any pub talking here. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether you're riding a bicycle or whatever, right? You don't drink beer if you're in charge of a vehicle. The amount of times live on stream we've nearly been hit down here with people drunk driving four-wheel drives is just ridiculous, you know? Right. Thank you very much to the 150 viewers that are in here. Thank you very, very much for giving up your time to come in. Hopefully we can repay the faith with some nice content. I don't really want to just go for the small stuff. I'm just slightly bigger. That's exactly right. Blow what up? No, well, you can't do much, mate, because they just zoom off, don't they, bud, you know? No one cares nowadays, mate. The self-entitlement's ridiculous. No. As long as they don't hit the car, right? As long as they don't hit the car, it's okay, isn't it? But once they hit the car, well, then, you know, it turns into like a Jackie Chan movie. Actually, Curse of the Coyote, I disagree with that, bud. Because normally if someone's drunk, it doesn't matter whether they're a copper or a doctor or a lawyer or a professor, whatever, mate. They're just a drunk and they don't care about anyone other than themselves and the bottle, bud. Sloaney, how are you, bud? What's going on, Sloaney? You well? Put a couple of dropper loops in here. Turbo Neat, how are you, bud? What's going on, Turbo? Been stalked by any pink gorillas recently? Rightio. Beautiful day. Look at this. I'm going to get some herring out in a minute, fam. Before everybody starts breaking out into a U2 song. Rightio, let me suss this out. Another nice long leader. Oi! Check. What? You're kidding, right? How the hell did that happen? What? That's hilarious. Let's go like that. No, don't be silly. that wrap around there. Ah, under the spool, that's right. I have no idea how that happened, people, because I had the swivel through the guides. Oh, well, first time for everything. Ah. Why is that, Sloane? Modest with it too, actually, Turbo. You're modest with it as well. Weird. Oh, that's because of the tag. Yep. Yeah, but the moral to that story is, Trogs, right? If you do a crime, okay, you're responsible for your own actions, mate. And the police have got a job to do, bud. So drink driving is an offence, so they need to enforce the law. So the onus there is not on the person, not on the police. It's the person that's done the wrong thing, mate. I've got no sympathy for anyone that drinks and drives, bud. Okay, I've got a couple of friends that have lost family members to drink drivers. There's no excuse for it, bud. Doesn't matter where you are. And I get quite annoyed when people brag about doing it. You know, I'm not saying you do, but other people do, mate. It's just a brain dead way to look at life. What's the death penalty, mate? Rightio, let's see how this rolls. What? There we go. That's probably why that happened. Rightio. So this is a Shimano reel with a long cast spool on it. Let's see what's happening, eh? Nice long leader again. That just landed, and it actually reached the reef. Awesome. Lovely. All right. So that's all set to go. Yeah. Hey, Last Warrior Rock, how are you, bud? That's right, Ravens. That's exactly right, Bud Meiser. Good, mate, yourself? Wow, thanks. Hey, everyone, thanks very much. 154 viewers in here. Not bad for a streamer that's not partnered, eh? Let's have a look. What do we got? What do we got? Need some water. I'm a fans. How are you, bud? No one in this stream named Mad Dog, mate. Yeah, it has been, mate. Righty, I'm just going to grab some hooks. Right, famo. Oh, sugar, it's on the other side. What are those hooks? Da-da-da. Ba-bing. Ba-da-ba. Captain, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream. Yeah. Yeah, Ronnie, why'd you ruin a good year, bud? What sort of redneck are you, man? Showering once a year. Yuppie. Tell ya. Look like a lumberjack, you got to smell like one, bud. What are you doing? You need a deodorant that is a wonderful combination of sawdust, chainsaw bar oil, and grease. Now that would be awesome. All right, we've got a couple of hooks on there now. No, come on, bud. TFR, how are you, bud? Welcome to the stream, mate. No! Ew, yuck. Ew, yuck. Ooh, yum. No, not yuck, yum. Yum, yum. Ooh, that's a fresh one. Nice. There. Probably squibbly in there. Just using some old bait, people. No, not Broncos. Yeah, mate, the only problem is the metal would draw most of the signal that the phone's chasing, bud. Oh, you've got some squid. Got a little bit of headings. Get a summer squid, get a summer headings. No. Oh, look at a little whitey. Yeah, come here. Rightio. Let's get some squid baits and pump them out as close to the reef as we can, because that's how we roll. Right. And squid almost defrosts instantly. Ah, it's a great thing. Come on, bud. There we go. Just want a little wing, a bit like Libra Fleur, so I can fly. Curse of the Coyote. We got a 2-foot mulloway out of the river about 3 weeks ago, mate. But I've been mainly doing river fishing. Nothing, Loey. You don't go through that much bait, people, you know? I mean, normally a block of muleys, even if you're fishing for tailor, should last, 2 people a full day. So it just depends. I've been using the same bait on stream for, 3 months, but I keep it cold and I keep it frozen, you know. Rightio, let's do it. We're going to go to the reef. We're doing it large. Knife! Ah. First bites. Rightio, we got one on there or not? I'm not using 2 smaller hooks. Right, I've got size 4 hooks. I only want the bigger fish today. Rightio. Rightio, I think I've got one on. Let's see. First cast with the Shimano. It's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. Oh, don't let go, little bugger. Hey. Now, this is a Western Australian sand whiting, right? These are an absolute 5-star eating fish. Okay, OTC, how are you, bud? Nice one last Warrior Rock. You should have streamed it. Right, that's a bit small even to eat, so it's going to go back. Now, this is why it's good to use squid for bait. Squid is a very, very tough bait to use, and usually when they take a little bit off the end of it, the rest of it slides down, so usually getting fish. That's the same one. Let's go again. All right, we're 1 for 1. That's a good arrow ratio. I might even put a big bit of squid on the big rod. See how we go. Rightio, people. Nice long cast. Let's see how we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Oops. All right, I think we got another one. Yep. May even have 2 on here, fam. So when you hook a fish, right, don't panic. Just maintain a nice little 10 to 20 degree bend in your rod and just wind it in so the fish is always working. And what'll happen with that is, Spamo, these fish have very soft mouths. Now, because it's pretty hard on it, I'll fly off and rip the hook out of the fish's mouth. Right, and as you can see, we're still winding, so we can't go the wrong way. Got off. Bugger! Cast this out and leave it, and then we're going to try and get They're a lot bigger than the full whiting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the pin rod. I'm going to put a bit of lid on that. That's about their fully grown size. Okay? Oh, that's about their full grown size, so we'll keep that one.